So Richard, thanks for coming on to the podcast today.
You're welcome.
We've got an audience of mortgage brokers and also business owners.
Okay.
So to give a bit of context to them, do you want to introduce yourself and tell them who you are and
like what I do
now?
now?
At the present? Present time.
Presently, I mean, our paths crossed a while ago.
Of course.
I run Primus Mortgage and Protection Network, which is part of LSL. Got about 2,400 mortgage and protection brokers that we look after, and my job's to make sure they're all positive and motivated and doing the best possible job for the clients.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing now. Yeah.
So how much?
2,400.
Does it feel like you got 2,400 employees?
Sometimes. No, they're not all employees.
Kids.
Yeah. Sometimes. Yeah. When it's interesting, it gets very interesting.
Yeah.
And as you can imagine, a lot of them are millionaires and they own lots of other businesses, so they can be very demanding. But because I know them and they trust me and I trust them, we have a bit of crack.
Yeah.
It's good fun. A lot of them I've worked with for 20 years.
Really?
Yeah, they're good guys and girls.
Yeah. And do you get involved much in terms of, because you've got 2,400 brokers, but that needs to be managed by a company and a team, and do you get involved much with the day-to-day of Primus?
I do. I have like eight regional sales directors who look after the regions in the UK.
Yeah.
So they would look after X hundred people each.
Yeah.
Business owners and sellers.
Yeah.
So they would do the day-to-day stuff. I do like lots of like selling workshops and positivity workshops and all the stuff I think can add value. Yeah. And then I work hand in hand with Tony Smith. She sort of runs all the back office type stuff. Yeah. So we're all joined up because we just want to give like a world class service to the brokers. Yeah. Because the brokers can go and work anywhere with any network, and a lot of them choose to work with us because we're pretty good at what we do. Yeah. And, our brand is, look, if you want somebody to help you grow, we'll help you grow. If you want to be left alone, well, we might not be the best people because we want to help you grow. Yeah. And have fun. Yeah. That's what we do. We have a giggle, you know. It's good fun. I enjoy what I do, and it's good crack.
So 2,400 brokers. How many employees or people are within Primus?
I think we employ about 200 people, maybe 200 plus.
So it's almost 2,600 people technically under your.
But the employees wouldn't be under my remit. We have two offices. Yeah. One in the south and one in the Midlands. Yeah. And I'm not their boss. I would just get in the way. I'd be too impatient in doing what I do. We have other brilliant people that look after them. But the sales force is me. It's my DNA. That's what I do. Help them. Yeah. Do a good job and make money and enjoy themselves.
We'll talk more about that then. So to give people some context then, because you obviously didn't just fall into the position of being able to manage 2,400 advisors to a degree and give them the inspiration and the motivation. Yeah. So what brought you to, what was the first job you had, and then how did it transition into financial services?
First proper job I had, I did a degree in sports science. Yeah. And I majored in sports psychology. Yeah. Because I got really interested in what motivates sportsmen and how do you motivate a team and how do people think and all that sort of stuff. I did that. So my first job I was a PE teacher and a maths teacher, and then all my mates who'd left school had gone in sales, and they were making like loads of money and had a company car and all that. Yeah. Wearing suits, making more money than me. I thought, I'm not having this. So I saw an advert for Allied Dunbar in 1986, and I went along, and the rest is history. Yeah. So I started off as a life insurance salesman for Allied Dunbar, that was at the time affectionately known as Allied Crowbar. But it was the best training I ever had in my life. Best. About how to sell and just how good you could be and what you can achieve in the world. It was nuts. And from there, Dunbar was taken over by Zurich. Got all corporate. And then it was the birth of like the mortgage broker and the mortgage protection broker, which was a different animal to the pension investment hoity-toity broker. And we had a lot of them in Zurich at the time. So we started off a thing within Zurich called Zurich Mortgage Network, which was basically slick mortgage, linked to protection, linked to GI. It's all they wanted. And then it took off. And the next thing was to convince Zurich that they should have a protection panel, which, when you're a life provider, you don't really want a protection panel. But they were very short-sighted because they thought they'd get less business. They would have got more. And then didn't work in there, so I formed my own network called Home of Choice, and which was really exciting because it was like mine with a couple of pals, and we just grew like stink until doomsday hit the world, and we ran out of cash basically. Had about 700 brokers.
About 2008 time was that?
Yeah, that's exactly when it was. It was when the world ended.
I was in there.
Our world nearly ended. It was horrible. And I had 700 brokers-ish that I was responsible for paying them so they could pay their mortgages and feed their kids. And we were doing a deal to get taken over without everybody finding out we were really struggling. And that deal didn't happen. So I had to ring 700 brokers up and tell them I couldn't pay them. And that was an interesting afternoon.
Yeah.
So they were in tears.
Afternoons, I reckon.
Yeah, it was horrible. And then we managed to sort it out. LSL came in because they knew me and they knew how good the business was. We were just a victim of, every bank shut. So a little small mortgage network was going to shut. And they came in and they had a look at us and thought, wow, this is a model we really like. Realised it's hit hard times too because of the market. And they said to me, like, will you stay rich and is it too late? And I went, well, it's pretty to the wire. And they stepped in and then we became first complete. Yep. Brokers all got paid. I then got the backing of a brilliant business, LSL, who got like legal departments, HR departments, every department you need when you're running a proper business that I didn't have when I was running my own. And we just go from strength to strength. It's just class. So it's like, it's good fun.
Yeah.
So in a way, it was the best thing that ever happened.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was pretty horrible. And makes you stronger, doesn't it?
Without a doubt. Yeah. Nowhere near to the scale, but I went through the same thing in 2008.
Yeah.
2 years self-employed.
Yeah.
And under personal touch at the time. And then I went directly authorised at the same time we had the credit crunch.
Bang.
And it was just diversifying to life insurance.
Exactly.
That was the only option really for me.
Yeah. Well, that's what we did.
Yeah.
And that's why we're still growing month on month, year on year. We just grow.
Yeah.
It's class. And so yeah.
So you've gone from, you've had one business which you did on your own that went to 700.
Yeah.
You then had a secondary one post credit crunch that's now gone to 2,400.
Yeah.
What do you think's been key in going to such large numbers?
Two different things.
Yeah.
One is that we're part of LSL.
Yeah.
Who were really good at doing acquisitions.
Yeah.
Because they're financially, sound. When they look at another opportunity in the market, they can do it.
Yeah.
So some of that's been through acquisition. A lot of it's been through organic growth. So we've taught businesses how to become a business and how to have like specialists in the business. So they recruit.
Yeah.
And then we've also taught mortgage brokers how to do a proper job.
Yeah.
Which is to protect families when you're giving them a big debt, you've got to do a proper job. So I just beat that drum.
Yeah.
So it's sort of bringing the old Ally Dunbar world into the new world of mortgage brokers and embracing the technology, because that's quite hard.
Yeah.
Because people think you can just do it. You can do like protection on your iPhone and all that. Well, you can't, because you've got to get to know the client, and when you're doing proper protection, which isn't mortgage protection, I'm on about like family protection for somebody's children. You've got to sell to the missus, and you've got to look her in the eye, because she's the gaffer, she's the chancellor. So as well as you've got to embrace technology, but like when you're talking about somebody's loved ones, it's a big decision.
Yeah.
So I just keep beating that drum, and we just double our protection sales every 3 years.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're mainly pushing. Is that so? You're quite hard on the protection side. Then do you think that comes from the Allied Dunbar days?
Without a
bringing
doubt.
that up to date?
Without a doubt, because the lads will laugh because they hear me all the time. Most mortgage brokers think you just do a mortgage and then you get on the next one.
Yep.
And I'll say, no, you've just strapped that client with a load of debt.
Yep.
You've got to protect it.
Yep.
So I just keep beating that drum. And gradually they all convert, because they just get sick of me. And but we show them how. They don't know. Most mortgage brokers don't know how to sell.
Yep.
They know how to take an order. And I said, well, that's good, because anybody can like tap a few buttons on Trigold.
Yep.
But how are you going to ask a widow what she's going to do when there's no income coming in?
Yep.
As well as buying a swanky new house, what they're going to do when they can't pay for it and they get repossessed. We say, if you haven't made a will, how do you quite like the government being your biggest beneficiary? And we just grasp nettles and say, look, come on, do a proper job. And that's what we do, and then it's good fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't do it.
No,
I wouldn't do it.
Do you think that's key to anyone looking to grow a business, even somebody who's heading up a mortgage firm? Maybe they're a mortgage broker at the moment. They want to grow.
Yeah.
Do you think a key is sticking to the things that you really enjoy day to day?
Yes. Listen to my father, who's dead now. He used to say to me, "Stick to your knitting."
Yeah.
So you stick to what you're good at.
Yeah.
But a lot of mortgage businesses don't understand how to sell protection.
Yeah.
So we show them how to build like a specialist protection arm. That came off. I'll put it back on. We show them how to build a specialist protection arm.
Yeah.
Because they don't know how.
Yeah.
They're brilliant at generating mortgage leads, whether they be an estate agent or somebody like you who's amazing with social media. I'm useless by the way. And we just compliment that and say, look, now you've got the client with the one shoe-in product called a mortgage, when are you going to do a proper job? And then I'll say, do you know how to do a proper job? And they'll go, well, yeah. I say, all right, sell me some protection. And they can't, because they start talking about joint life, first death, 2 single lives, DTA. And I'm going like, whoa. So why don't you want to ask them, like, what happens when they die? Why don't you say what are you going to do when you get cancer? So it's bringing their genius lead generation skills into doing a proper job for your client. Because I always say to them, look, what would you sell yourself? What would you sell your best mate? Mm-hmm. Would you leave them with an unprotected £250,000 debt and say you'd be all right? Or would you do a proper job? Would you put the policies in trust? Would you make sure they had a will? Or would you just sit around and wait for the next bloody product transfer or, flipping 2-year fix to end? Which a lot of them do, not in our network. And we get loads of them coming we get a few come self-employed from DAs, and most people who come, because we run like loads of workshops. I mean, you're interviewing me now. I've just done a workshop on trusts in London, which is unheard of. We had 40 people who wanted to learn how to put policies in trust. Now I know for a fact that other networks don't do this, or if they do, it's just boring, because other providers tell me that what we do is very different, and I get quite proud of that. So yeah, we add value, and as long as the clients are better off from meeting one of our guys, then happy days. Yeah. And we celebrate success, because I want the good lads to feel good, and so.
Do you think that kind of energy into your business now comes from your sporting background? Because I think business and sport relate so well.
Yeah.
Do you think that all comes from when you did the sports psychology and knowing what motivates humans and things like that?
Definitely. All the guys who are top of our league tables and all that, they've all got a bit of sport in there.
Yeah.
We've got flipping triathletes, we've got professional footballers. There's a tiger in everybody's tank who's at the top, and because it's how you are. Yeah. I listened to Ronaldo's interview the other night with Piers Morgan, and he said, "How would you feel about being number 2?" And he said, "I don't know what that number means." It's a fact. So I want us to be the best network, because we are, and I just want the brokers to be the best that they can be. And a lot of them are just doing them unbelievably well, and it's great. Celebrating their success. That's what I enjoy. Celebrating the success.
Yeah, and that's the king, isn't it? Your success is effectively only proven by the success that your brokers have at the end of the day.
Because at the end of the day, they can vote with their feet.
Yeah.
We grow every year.
Yeah.
And yes, we part company with people because various reasons. I just genuinely wish them all the best. But we just keep growing every year with more people who want to join us.
Yeah.
And then we just say, well, look, come and have a look. Come along to one of our workshops and just see what you think. And they come along and they just go, oh my God, I've never been to anything like that. Well, you came to one, didn't you?
Yeah.
I think I've never been to one of them before.
Yeah.
And I said, well, it's what we do. They said, well, how do we join? I said, well, fill your form in and we'll have a look and see if you can join. And then what we do then is we then fulfill the promise. Mm-hmm. Because we do loads of workshops, and we've created businesses that joined us doing like 300-400 grand a year, and in 5 years they're doing 5 million.
And what do you think makes that change?
They listen to us and we work together. It's just letting them see how good they can be. So if they're a one-dimensional mortgage brokerage with like thousands of clients, then we just say, well, why aren't you protecting all that? And then they normally say, well, they haven't got time. Or the clients are all protected at work and all that bollocks they come out with. We then show them how to do it. And they go, wow. And then we say, look, they all need a will. They all need buildings and contents because it's compulsory. So we're not just like a one-trick pony. It's about doing a proper job for the client. That's what I stand for. My job is to get all the lads doing a proper job and give them wings, just inspire them to be as good as they possibly can. So we sort of drive the DNA within them. I want them feeling totally motivated and full of self-esteem, and where they need a hand, they just pick the phone up and we help them. And it works. I don't know how, but it just works, Gary. So happy days. Happy days.
And for anyone who's, no matter what industry you're in, for anyone who has got a sales team, so say for example I've got 5 advisors.
Yeah.
How do you best find motivating those sales teams to get them to perform more, or even going back to your old clients? It's like you do sell someone something today, everyone feels a little bit anxious about ringing them in 6 months and going, oh, hello, Mr. Client, I want to sell you some more stuff.
Yeah.
How would you, to help some of the audience, how would you help them make that phone call? What would be your inspiration for them?
I would ask them first of all what their goals were.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you want to achieve in your life? And then when they say, I want to be independent, or I want to have a nice house or a swanky car, then it's important that you say why. You've got to find, in order to get somebody to motivate themselves, you've got to get them to find out themselves why they want to do it.
Yep.
Because if they can't find out why they want to do it, you can't help them do it. So it's just getting them to just peel back the layers. Say, well, why are you doing that? Well, I want to be successful. What does that mean? Well, I want to earn a load of money. How much is that? And gradually they open up and say, right, okay, so how are you going to get there then? How are you going to get there? And then we show them with a plan. Because, I mean, you embrace social media and all that sort of stuff. I can't even spell it. And some of our guys are brilliant at generating leads, but they can't sell. So we say, look, you've generated all them leads, well done, what are you going to do with them? Well, they might want a mortgage. Well, what if they're in rented? You know? And we show them how to complement their skills with other skills, so they end up growing a brilliant business. And then I just say, look, once you've got a client, you know, we sell about 17 or 20 different things. So you don't just do a hit and run mortgage like most mortgage brokers do. It's a client for life. It's done by we were taught. It's a client for life. Mm-hmm. Their circumstances will change. You know, they'll have babies, the kids will grow up, they'll get married, they'll get divorced. And by seeing them every year, which I drum into the lads, annual review, you then build a proper client base. And then we do the old-fashioned thing, which is ask for referrals. If you get 3 new names from everybody that loves you, well, you're done, aren't you?
Yeah.
So we do that. So we embrace your world with the old school. It's a bit like Back to the Future.
Yeah.
And it's good crack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good crack.
So you think mainly from an old school perspective then, it's maintaining that annual relationship with any client, it's offering them everything out of the 17 products.
Yeah.
It's looking at, even for somebody who's not necessarily in a mortgage broken world, you need to have almost a suite of products that you can maintain that relationship that all fits.
You're looking
after
the client. Yeah. I would say to anybody who was a brilliant mortgage broker out there, who predominantly just does mortgages, I'll say, look, I guarantee you we'll double your business in 3 years. Guarantee it, because we do. And then they say, well, how will you do that? And then we show them. And they go, oh, God, you're right. Because most networks don't add value. Yeah. I'm not being controversial, I'm just telling you the truth. You know, most brokers have a relationship with a rate card, or how much are my compliance fees and how much is my PI and all that nonsense. Well, it's whatever it is. There's a cake, and however you smoke and mirror the cake, the network has to make a few quid, the broker has to make a few quid, and the client has to be protected. Yeah. So we just say, look, if you're going to join us for rate, that's up to you. But don't. If you want to double your business in 3 years, we're the boys. Because all my sales directors are brilliant at doubling businesses. Mm-hmm. We're not a rate card. We add value, and we're good people. We have a laugh.
Yeah, which is what you need to have. You run all the annual events and all that for your top performers. And,
yeah, we do.
And all that sort of stuff as well.
Yeah, and it's great. I'm really proud of what we do.
Yeah,
I am. It's good fun.
And what's kind of the next projection for you over the next 3 years? Is it to double your business because you're doubling other people's businesses?
Yeah. The task is to double every 3 years. So in 3 years' time, the 2,500 will be 5,000.
Is that the goal?
Yeah.
And how do you think the dreaded B word, or the current climate and doom and gloom around a potential recession, which we're already in apparently, how do you think that's going to knock on? I
think it'll have an effect.
Yeah.
But when you've gone through 2008 that we have, when basically the world stopped, and there wasn't any money anywhere, and every bank shut, and if it wasn't for the government bailing out the banks, they'd have been in the same place as my mortgage network. We all came through that. So the B word is the B word. Mm-hmm. You know, we're continuing to grow. I mean, it's the last day of the month today. We're like 30% up on mortgages, touching 40% up on protection. This is on last September. Yeah. And we're 45% up on buildings and contents. So whatever's happening with Boris or Brexit, I don't care. It'll be interesting whatever happens. It'll be interesting whoever's in power. But there's always an opportunity. Because one bloke said to me, it was Johnny Wilkinson, you know, the rugby player?
Rugby player, yeah.
I was lucky enough to go to a dinner with him ages ago when he was king. And I said, so who do you most admire? He says, the All Blacks. I said, why is that? He says, well, obviously they win everything. He said, but whenever there's a change in the rules or there's a change in the laws, and all the other countries like chuck their toys out and complain, so that's not right, that's not rugger and all that shit, right? The All Blacks say, right, okay, there's been a change in the rules, it's non-negotiable, how do we adapt to those changes, and how do we turn that to our advantage? So Brexit, no Brexit, Corbyn, God forbid, no Corbyn, we'll adapt to that and we'll just get on with it. So while everyone else is like down in tools and getting worried, people are still dying, people are still getting cancer, people still on a heart attack, people still need buildings and contents. bosh, just get on with it. So I actually like times like this, because there's not many others who've been through what I went through when I lost nearly everything. Because this doesn't hurt. This is like, well, bring it on.
Yeah.
Bring it on. And if anybody's really struggling and worried, well, come and talk to us and we'll show you how to double your business in 3 years. So it's what we do. I'm not corporate, Colin.
Yeah, well, it's good. That's the thing I liked about Primus when I came to set up the sub-brand with them.
Yeah.
But from your perspective, where do you think the industry is going then? What's going to happen to the property market and the mortgage market and digital brokers that keep cropping up all over the shop?
I think digital brokers will keep cropping up all over the shop. And I think they'll be absolutely brilliant at generating some leads, because it's what they do. But I think there always comes a point in that process where the client thinks, well, I wonder what I should do. And they have to talk to someone. Now, it might be a robot, but I don't think the robot's going to say, what do you want to happen to Matthew and Harriet when you die? I don't think the robot's going to say, who do you want the guardians to be for your children? And I don't think the robot's going to say, well, how can you survive on £94.25 statutory sick pay a week? So you need the human touch, whether it be on the phone, on a screen share, on a WhatsApp or whatever. You need the human touch, because robots take orders, we create orders, and it's the same the world over in every industry.
Yeah.
You just need, I think a few years ago there was like in every town they got like a row of garages. You got the Merc, the Audi, and people think, they'll go to the wall. Everybody just buy them BMW online. They want to go for a test drive. They want to look at the colour. They want to smell the leather. So you always need somebody to hold someone's hand and give them advice. And yes, you've got the young generation who want everything on their iPhone, instant. And when you take them on as an apprentice, they want to be the chief exec in 3 weeks because they're used to everything like straight away. You've got that. But you need to sell. Everything has to be sold. You know that because I'm preaching to the converted, aren't I?
Yeah.
And I think I'm like one of the last bastions for doing a proper job for clients.
Old school selling.
Old school, embracing new school.
Yeah.
That's what we do. And because bless Boris, he's got to go and try and do a deal. He can't do it over the phone. He's got to go face to face. Had we done that 3 years ago, it might have had a better outcome. Because you have to negotiate, and you have to look people in the eye. Because there's always a deal to be done, but you can't do it with a robot. So, that's my.
Do you think face-to-face selling is better than over-the-phone selling then? Because a lot of what we do is over the phone now.
No, I think there's a place for all of it.
Yeah.
I genuinely think there is, and I'm amazed at how much protection we sell over the phone. I genuinely am. But sort of family protection and guardian insurance and getting into the ribs of somebody's family, you're better doing that face-to-face.
Yeah.
But your transactional stuff, because people are busy.
Yeah.
We buy everything on our phone now, don't we?
Yeah.
I think there's a place for both. So we'll always be the place for both, and we'll embrace technology because we are, but we still need a bit of interaction, and because clients want that as well.
Yeah.
How does a client make a decision on choosing the best mortgage themselves? How do they choose from I don't know how many mortgages there are, and how do they choose the best protection portfolio for themselves? They can they? So what they do, they go on the internet, they buy some cheap crap that's not in trust, that isn't in their will, so it creates an even bigger problem. So I just, give people good advice.
Yeah.
Sleep at night.
That's what it's all about. Well, that's one of the big things. I've always remembered from coming to that event with you, doing a proper job as being one of the phrases that's kind of stuck with me.
Yeah.
And it's even that point of, looking at the home insurance, because it is that excuse. Everyone's but it's only 80 quid's worth of commission. But it is that annual reason to speak to everybody and have that catch-up chat.
It's funny,
ring fence and everything.
I call it a barbed wire fence.
That's it.
Building B and C is a barbed wire fence, and sometimes the brokers are going, what is he on? So it stops your clients getting out, and it stops the tow rags from coming in and nicking your clients.
Yeah.
It stops them going on the internet and buying some substandard crap. And then it's the same with we're here today, we've been doing a trust workshop. If you put your clients' policies in trust, which they should be, brokers don't do it because they don't understand how. They think they don't make any money out of it. And I said, well, look, lads, would you put your own policies in trust? Well, of course I would. Well, why don't we do it for the clients? But they get 3 referrals. So there's the electric fence. And then when you do their will, that's the bloody crocodile-infested moat. Yeah. Clients will never get out from there because you've done a proper job. Whereas most mortgage brokers, it's just a hit and run. Yeah, we'll do your mortgage, see you later. That's gone. That'll be replaced with a phone. So I think there's a massive market for mortgage brokers going forward where clients need advice. But Mr. and Mrs. 85%, you know, deposit, 2 good income, squeaky credit score, they're going to do their mortgage straight into Santander's back office, and the broker's not even going to get a sniff of it. But a first-time buyer, high rate taxpayer, buy-to-let limited company, you know, weird and wonderful, 2 income consultant surgeons and NHS, yeah, they all need advice. That's where the mortgage broker is going to be. Equity release, ginormous. You have to see them face to face. You have to talk with the extended family. Lending into retirement, all that is where the future is. Because your transactional stuff, when you're millennials, forget it, you're not going to get it. So you fill the gap with protection.
Specialist, niche orientated is what I've taken from that, which is why I think our self-employed market is good.
Massive, yeah. Self-employed,
having that,
yeah.
Anything high net worth, anything adverse related, all the non-vanilla high street stuff, really.
Yeah, that's the future for mortgage broking.
Yeah,
is where you generally add value.
Yeah.
Because if you're not adding value, you'll be replaced with an iPhone or a robot. Rightly so, because you're not adding any value.
And that's one of the things that I advocate massively within the academy is teaching mortgage brokers how to attract their ideal client.
Classic.
So it's like if they understanding a niche is really what I've learned over the last 4 years. So if your focus is teachers, or if you've got a massive NHS footfall near your house, or you know your hobby is golf and you know a lot of golfers,
absolutely,
you can target them so defined through social media and through your content marketing that it's so easy to attract them, and then it doesn't matter what everybody else does because you're the one who resonates most with them. And
that's the bit that it blows me mind how you lot can use like social media and target. It's like how do you do that?
I know. Imagine if you had that back in the Allied Dunbar days.
we used to cold call.
Yeah.
We used to cold call.
Door knocking?
We never did like domestic door knocking. That wasn't ideal. But we would like, because we never had appointments during the day, we'd go to like a local business park or an industrial estate. You'd always do it in pairs because it was soul destroying. You'd knock one side, your pallet knock the other side, and you see how you got on at the end. Now thankfully you don't do that anymore. Because you know we didn't even have mobile phones then, man. Yeah, if you had a car phone, you thought you were James Bond. You know, these massive car phones.
Like that.
Oh, they were mint.
I remember my dad's one.
Did your dad have one?
Yeah.
We had one of them. It was mint.
And but now it's Senator with its own battery box.
Senators were good cars. 3 litre.
Yeah.
They were proper. Yeah. So but it just moved. So you just got to embrace technology.
Yeah.
But like you can't replace a personality with technology.
No.
And our top producers, they've all got personalities. They're all one-offs because they just are. They're just like, it's the reason that they're top producers is they're one-offs, and they're not robots. They've got a bit about them. They're all driven. They're good people. They work their asses off, which is great. Because I think, you know, one of my colleagues, a lad called Bob Scott, he was a multi-millionaire. He said, "Look, lads, here's a tip." And we're all like waiting for the funny. He just said, "Look, when you go to work," we're all like, "There's going to be a pearl of wisdom." He says, "Just go to work." And that's it. So like, you know, people roll out of bed at like 7 o'clock in the morning think they're going to make a load of money. Well, roll out of bed at 5. If you want to make a load of money, you've got to work harder than everyone else. And work smarter. Because I don't accept people second best. I think it's such a waste of oxygen. So the fact we woke up this morning, we're blessed, you know. So we may as well make the most of it. And then, so these people, you know, it's terrible, the market's a bit iffy, and your problem is, get out of my space, because I'm just not interested. Like, I never do these interviews because I can't be asked. I always, what's the motive? Because I trust you, I'm happy to do it. But like the rest of it, I don't even talk to people I don't like, because I've been there. I can't be asked with it. You know, I've got a few friends, I've got my family, happy days, that'll do me. And you, luckily for you, you fall into, you know, I don't mind, because it's a normal crack, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
and appreciated.
Well, it's good fun, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's nice
exactly.
to help people.
Well, that's the whole idea. I think this industry is still the same as it was when I joined it in 2008, and personal development's been so key.
Massive.
You know, getting your audiobooks, podcasts, speaking to inspirational people, just changes your mindset.
That's how you learn.
So how did you come by your personal development journey? And having that gratitude that you have for today?
I went on a Tony Robbins course when I didn't quite understand what it was, and I thought, shit, what's happening here? It was
jumping up and down.
Oh, it was mental. And I didn't really do a lot with that other than read Unlimited Power a few times and then Awaken the Giant, but it didn't really hit us that much. And then in the early 2000s, I paid for myself to go on a Dale Carnegie Executive Development course, and it was $5,000 of my own money. And I didn't want to go through work because there's always some idiot like making notes. I want to do this myself. And it was at Alton Hall in Leeds, and it was full of millionaires. Some bloke had an asbestos company, Another one ran a chain of garages. Another one had these printing business. They were all proper minted, and I'm thinking, oh Jesus, because I had a few quid, but I wasn't like them. And then they sort of, on the course, it was every Friday for I think 5 or 6 weeks. Then there was an overnighter where we all got pissed, and then you had to do this presentation on what you'd learned. And I didn't realise how good I was, and this course sort of told me how good I was. And I thought, right, bring it on, because sometimes you need somebody externally to go, bloody hell, how do you know how to do that? Mm-hmm. And that was the sort of catalyst. I thought, one day I'm going to run this massive thing that I don't know where it is yet, because they all said, look, Rich, you've got this amazing ability to crack on with people and get the best out of people. And that's when I learned. And then I also learned when my son was 8. He's 33 now, by the way. And I ran the football team. Mm-hmm. And I realised you could get kids who were like not the best footballers in the world to believe in themselves. And we never actually won anything, but we got to a cup final. And you'd think they'd won the World Cup. And I thought, well, do you know what? You just need to inspire them. Because if you can inspire people and make them feel good about themselves, well, that's our job, innit? I don't know, have you got children?
Yeah, 3.
Well, that's our job, innit?
Yep.
To make your kids feel safe, fill them full of self-esteem. Yep. And when they say, do you think I can do that, Dad? You go, yeah. Because when they're at school, the teacher goes, don't be stupid. Mm-hmm. You know, and there's the age-old adage that says, you know, little Johnny wanted to be an astronaut. So the first thing that comes out of the teacher's gob is, well, don't be stupid. Mm-hmm. Well, why can't he be an astronaut? Richard Branson. He's an astronaut now, isn't he?
Yeah.
But he will be.
Yeah.
So I just think, it's...
anyone can achieve anything.
Yeah, because totally. And you know, this is not a dress rehearsal. You know, when today's gone, it's gone. Because some people didn't wake up this morning. Yeah. So if you wake up one morning, you should dive out of bed because you're lucky. And then you just do your best, give it everything you've got, and then you can sleep at night. And that's my philosophy, and it sort of works. You know, that's what I instill into my kids and my friends and all that. It's good crack, you know.
Yeah.
Life's very simple for me. I'm a very simple bloke.
It is very simple, but it's almost simple that it seems too easy to do, but it is that. My dad's kind of the same kind of attitude.
Is he? Old school, is he?
Old school, 76.
Good lad.
You know, he's worked, he's still, 76, still works a 4-day week. He has my kids on a Wednesday, or Hunter now on a Wednesday. But it's just like, just keep going.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what's in front of you, push through, fight it. You can always sell, be the best person that you can be.
That's it.
Look someone in the eyes when you shake your hand, you know.
Old school.
Yeah.
See, I'm like that. My dad used to
relationships.
Say, Dad used to say, judge them by the handshake and all that. So yeah, it was a firm one, a proper handshake. And then you got the old Freemasons who do the old funny little, you know, then they put their pennies and all that on. And then he used to say, it's different now because all you lot have got a beard, haven't you? Dad used to say, never trust a bloke with a beard. And I'm saying, what for? He says, they're trying to hide something. I'm all right then, but now you've all got beards, haven't you? And he says, and if they've got a tash, all bets are off. So, like, old school is a weird school.
Yeah.
But just look them in the eye and, it works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just be a nice person.
Yeah.
If you can't do somebody a good deed, don't do them anything. Just walk away. But, you know, I won't like talking to negative people. I can't be arsed with them. I'll literally just walk away. So rather than be negative back, I think, look, see you later, mate. You know, if a negative person rings me on the phone, I'm not going to take it. Mm-hmm. Or if they start vomiting down the phone at me, I'll just cut them off. Did you cut me off? I said, I did, yeah. Well, I said, well, you talking shit down the phone. I'm not interested. What's the solution? There's a tip for you. Somebody comes at you with a problem, just say, so what's the solution? And they're like, yeah. No, what's the solution? Say that 3 times, and they never ring you up with another problem. They find the solution. Otherwise, you become like an agony aunt.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to be an agony aunt. Because there's loads of negative people out there, aren't there?
That's the way the world is now, without a shadow of a doubt.
Just time to look in the mirror.
Yeah.
I do a daft talk, and how long have we got? Are we all right? Are we?
Yeah.
I do a daft talk, and I say, look, when everybody gets up in the morning, and we do what we do. You know, you go to the loo, you clean your teeth, and you have a wash or a shave, and you look in the mirror. If you imagine the word accountability is on the top of the mirror, then who's looking back at you? You know, you're going to give it your best shot today, or you're just going to float through and blame everyone. And then even worse, on a night, when you clean your teeth again, and you have another wash, and you look in that mirror, the accountability mirror, who's looking back at you? Have you done everything you possibly could do in the day? Have you been as positive as you could? Have you helped a load of people, or were you a tosser? Because we all sometimes make stupid decisions, don't we?
Yeah.
And then you sleep like a top. That's the accountability mirror.
It's a good one.
Again,
it's so simple, but it does have such a big impact.
Makes you think, man.
It
makes you think.
So what's some of the best audio books or podcasts or things that you've listened to that have People should be listening to themselves.
Anybody who's going to go into sales has to listen to or read Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Yep.
It's non-negotiable. Little tips: put yourself in the other person's shoes, see it from the other person's point of view. Using names. It's like the world's best book on selling. It's phenomenal. So I would always recommend. I gave that to my son when he was thinking of going into sales, and he read it, and he could probably recite it now. So that's a non-negotiable. Other stuff, the Robbinsy stuff is a bit like take it or leave it for me, because it's like rah 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 and walk over the red hot coals and not burn your feet and how to do that. It's sort of filling you with inspiration, isn't it? I just read. I've got one at the minute. My daughter bought me. It's about getting a work-life balance. So stuff like that. I go around the edges now.
Yeah.
So I would read anything that was written by somebody that was successful. And then I love podcasts from successful people. It's just positivity rules,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much just having a positive mind and actually thinking that anything is possible can have such a big impact on your day-to-day life and your outcomes.
Well, the good news is, Gary, we can make a choice, can't we?
Yeah.
You choose to be positive, or you choose to be negative. And if you choose to be negative, you're stupid. You're off your head. Because why would you go through a day feeling shit when you can go through a day feeling mint? And these people that go through a day feeling down in the dumps, the neg men, somebody needs to give them a hand and say, look, whoa, life's not like that, man. You're going to die soon. Because my other little thing is, when the big fella up there, when you're in your coffin, right, and the big fella's saying, you're all right, Rich, you've got a couple of minutes to go and then we're going to put the coffin lid on. It's quite a good analogy, this. And he goes, have you got any regrets? Are you going to look up at me and say, yeah, I've got stacks. I wish I'd done that. I wish I'd lived there. I wish I'd made a few more quid. I wish I'd been on holiday to all these other places, which most people would do. I wish I'd turned left on an aeroplane. All this sort of stuff. Or are you going to say, no, mate, I've got no regrets. I couldn't have crammed any more in. I couldn't have had any more laughs. That's what I want to say.
Yeah.
And I've made loads of mistakes. And you learn from your mistakes. You keep making mistakes. You think, I'm not going to do that again. Because we're not perfect, are we? Mm-hmm. The ones that go on as if they're perfect, they're not. They're hiding something, aren't they? So I've effed up loads of times. But you think, okay, right, we're not doing that again.
Yeah.
And just be a good person. And if you make people feel special, you feel special. And the two biggest words in the motivational book, it should be one book, right? And it should be one page, and it's thank you. Just make every salesman or everybody who's interacting with clients, just learn that book. It says thank you. Because when you say thank you to somebody, you don't have to, do you? Mm-hmm. And you know yourself, if somebody says thank you, how do you feel?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
And if you say to somebody, how do you feel?
Yeah. So
that for me is just what you should do. Whether it's the cleaner, the bloke that's been serving the coffees in here, or the general manager of a multi-million pound worldwide conglomerate, just say thank you to him. Because we're all the same, aren't we?
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
We all get up in the morning and have a shave and a clean with teeth.
Do the same things.
Do the same things.
You were going to say something else there.
I was. And I realised I'm on a podcast or something. I didn't know you know what a podcast is. So yeah, just be a good person.
Yeah, it's so true. We were in Cyprus, I don't know, a month ago or whatever, and as we were saying about my dad and everything, he was walking around and he was in the restaurant and he shakes everybody's hand, makes everybody feel really special and everything else.
Class.
And he went up to what looked like the manager of the hotel and effectively just said, great hotel, you've only been open 2 years, all this kind of stuff. And he said, what room are you staying in and all this? And he was, he said, okay, no problem at all. And they sent the champagne to his room. And the guy said, I'm going to send an email to the head of the hotel and just let them know and everything else. Funnily enough, 2 days later, shaking hands with everybody, he met that person. And he was like, I told them all that it was all really good.
Yeah.
He was like, that's me. They're sending the email.
So who taught your dad that? How did he learn that?
God knows. I don't actually know. That's a question for him.
That's old school.
But yeah. It's no matter whether it's the person who's serving him, whether it's someone he meets, he's always treats everybody on the same level playing.
Do you know what, right?
And it's the best skill that you can have.
I'd like to meet your dad.
Relationships.
I'd like to meet your dad because he's old school.
Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah.
So whatever hotel I'm at or whatever shop I'm in, somebody's done like proper 5-star McDonald's service.
Yeah.
I get the name, and I get the name of the boss, and I email the boss, and I tell them what a credit that person's been.
Yeah.
And most of the time, the manager emails back and says, "Thanks very much. We normally just get complaints." And then I say,
"It's so true."
I know. Then I say, "So what did you do with my email?" And the best one I ever had was a lad called James, who was working in the Hilton Hotel, East Midlands. He was a Geordie. And I was in the restaurant on his first day. So he's like waiting on, he didn't know what to do. And having a bit of crack. And I said, so what's your goals? He said, I want to manage a hotel. I says, well, you will. He says, well, I'm just starting it. I says, you will, because you've got a nice manner. So I wrote an email to his boss at the time. I said, James, lardy-dardy-dardy, he's a real credit to the hotel. Get him on your management development program because he's the nuts. And then they came back and said, thank you so much, thank you so much. I said, what did you do with my email? They said, we put it on the staff notice board. So guess how James felt when he saw that?
Yeah.
And now he's running his own hotel.
Is he really?
Right. He got promoted, the fastest ever.
Yeah.
And now he's running the hotel.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, just say thank you, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, manners cost nothing at the end of the day. It's the same thing we say to
because you never know what's going on in their little world, do you?
Yeah.
You never know what shit they're going through.
Yeah.
You never know if they've like, got cancer or they've just got divorced or their kid's poorly. So you may as well make their day.
Yeah.
So you either make the day or do nothing. So I'll just try and make people's day. It's good fun.
Yeah.
And I love it when I get a thank you email. Yeah. It's like, even when you work with us for, when you came on our course and you said, well, that was a great course. I was chuffed a bit. I was absolutely chuffed a bit. And that's probably one of the reasons I'm still having a chat with you now, because I can't be arsed with interviews and stuff like that. Like, I'm not corporate Colin. And have you got any more questions?
No, it's good. Yeah, no, we've got a couple from a couple of people in the Mortgage Pro group.
Really?
Oh,
they're not technical mortage questions because I can't answer them.
We don't get involved in that on this podcast.
Yeah, mortgage has got a T, and I learned that the other day. Yeah.
So you've already covered off the proper job. One of the questions that came, which relates to that.
Yeah.
So, being a mortgage broker.
Yeah.
And being a protection broker.
Yeah.
Do you think it's possible to be good at both? Because I've heard you reference GP versus consultant before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think a mortgage broker can be good at both?
Yeah.
Or should they specialise in one or the other? And partner?
Okay, I think you can be good at both.
Yep.
As long as you're trained in both. But as your business grows, which it has to, then what happens is you then need to have specialists. Because businesses grow or die. So we've got some brilliant one-man bands who were brilliant at mortgages and brilliant at protection. And now the client bank's that big, they haven't got time to do it. Mm-hmm. So we then bring in a remo specialist, and that's all he does. Or a protection specialist, and that's all they do. So a one-man band, yes, they can. As they grow, then you have specialists. Mm-hmm. And then you have to have a seamless link between the two. Because it's no good the mortgage broker saying to Mr. and Mrs. Bloggs, 2-year Halifax, and Fred's going to give you a ring about your mortgage protection policy. Well, that's like a curveball, isn't it? So it has to be set up. Look, what we're going to do now, we're going to design your protection portfolio. It's imperative we get this sorted out. So it's a seamless link. And then it's a loop on client servicing.
Yep.
That it then goes into trust. And then you then do the will. And then all them three people off the will, they all want a remo, and away you go. So start with yourself, get top heavy, and then get your specialists, and just grow and grow and grow. Because to be on your game, I'll take the piss out of mortgage. I say, look, all you got to do, lads, is press try gold. That's a bit blasé for me to say that, but they can either have the mortgage or they can't. But a lot of it needs to be created. If you're in protection, your knowledge on protection needs to be as shit hot as a brilliant mortgage broker. And I think when you get really, really busy, it can't be shit hot on both. Mm-hmm. You've got to be then specialising, because they're both specialists and they both do amazing jobs. So
makes sense.
In a long-winded way, I've answered your question.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. You also need a GI specialist.
Yeah.
You need a buildings and contents barbed wire salesman.
Yep.
Who rings the clients every year, because that's your point of contact.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's good. It's good. Jim
Smythe. From Northern Ireland.
I can never understand a word he says anyway.
Oh, he's class.
I do like Jim.
Yeah, he's mint. Hey Jim, how are you doing, son?
One piece of advice for a newbie advisor.
For a brand new advisor coming into the business?
Yeah.
Yeah, listen to what the person that's brought you in is telling you. Because if you're a newbie, it's a bit like an apprenticeship. Mm-hmm. Do as you're told and do as you're asked. And then gradually you'll get to where you want to be. Go out with good people and observe them. Do loads and loads of observed visits or listen to the telephone calls, because that's how you learn. One of my heroes is Bobby Robson, football manager, and I was lucky enough to spend a day with him. And at the time he had cancer again, I didn't know. And I spent a day from Newcastle Airport down to Heathrow, then on the Heathrow Express, then in a taxi. Me and Bobby, I had him for 4 hours. It was like the best ever. And I said, so give me some advice, because he's managed like the best footballers in the world with the biggest egos and bank accounts in the world. He said, I'll give you one piece of advice, son, and it just sticks with me. And he said, every day when I was a manager, I put my tracksuit on and I went on the training pitch, even when I had cancer all over my body, right? And I said, well, why did you do that? He said, because when I'm on the training pitch and I'm amongst the players, I know who's feigning injury, I know who's not trying, I know who's been shagging the centre forwards misses, I know who wants to leave, and I know who I don't trust. So he said, whilst I'm in that position where I'm managing people, I have to be in there with the people so I can see the whites of their eyes. So he says, whilst you can still put your tracksuit on, son, in your role, put your tracksuit on. And that way, to answer Jim Smith's question, is for a newbie coming in, he needs as much time with Jim Smith as is absolutely possible, because that's the only way he's going to learn. Because, you know, if my daughter who's 12, if she wanted to come into this industry, I'd just send her to work with somebody who was brilliant. And I say, you go in there, you make the tea, you do the shredding. Well, there won't be shredders anymore. You do as you're told, and you keep asking questions, and you'll serve an apprenticeship. Because a lot of these young ones just come in and they think they're like the chief exec in a day. Yeah. So that's my advice to. And so if it's Jim specific, listen to Jim. Jim's a gem. Jim came across from another network with his team crossing Northern Ireland, and he's flying. Mm-hmm. He's positive. This is not a push for Jim. He's positive. I keep winding up saying you're going to be the number one protection business in Northern Ireland. We swap WhatsApps at 5 o'clock in the morning, me and him, and he's going to be a superstar. Yeah. So Jim, teach him how to be you.
The other question as well is, he said, one piece of advice for an advisor who's struggling.
Sit down with them, take them off site, so there's no pressure, so it's not a bollocking meeting, and just ask them, say, look, how do you think things are going at the moment? Find out why he's struggling. And then ask him what it is he wants to achieve and see if it's possible. Yep. Because sometimes it's not possible. Sometimes they might just not be cut out for it. So you then find a different position for them to play in. So just say, look, what do you want to do? How badly do you want to do it? Do you want us to help you, or is it just not you? And then be truthful. Find out their why. And then show them out. Yeah. And don't beat them up, just because we're all the same, aren't we? Yeah. Everybody started somewhere. And you just be a good person and
support them and get them out.
When you help them, it's class, isn't it? Yeah. But sometimes you've got to help them out. Yeah. Because it's not right for them. Yeah. So.
Makes sense.
Aye.
Well, most of the other questions we've covered during the course of the conversation. So I think Martin's we don't need to answer, and Richard's we don't need to answer. Okay. So the final thing on the podcast is it's called the Mortgage Pro podcast. Okay. I came up with Pro because it's perseverance leads to results, which creates opportunities.
I like that.
What does Pro mean to you?
Pro means an abbreviation for proper job. And that was a good answer, wasn't it?
That was a very good answer.
Pro means proper job.
Yeah.
Look after your clients in a way you'd look after yourself and your best mate. Yeah. And if you do that, you can sleep at night. And if you haven't done that in the past, it doesn't matter, because you can ring them all up and sort it out now. So pro means proper job.
Nice.
All right.
Thanks,
nice.
mate.
Yeah, thank you. Good
Appreciate
fun.
it.
Social, right? Social media, eh? Bloody hell for you. Happy days.